Most enterprises are full of systems, yet daily work still feels like firefighting. Teams chase updates across tools, meetings, spreadsheets, and manual follow-up just to keep the business moving. That tells us the problem is deeper than software coverage. What's missing is real-time coordination across the whole organization. ERP, CRM, HRMS, MES, and PLM are powerful systems, but each one mainly captures a slice of enterprise activity. They more or less record what happened inside a function. People don't work in slices. They work through dependencies, interruptions, approvals, collaboration, and changing priorities that cut across every boundary. So the gap grows between what was entered into systems and what actually matters now. Leaders see reports, but teams still spend their day resolving friction. When information, action, and accountability are fragmented across tools, the organization slows down. Everyone is connected digitally, but not truly synchronized. Now imagine a different category entirely, not another system of record, but an enterprise nervous system that senses, interprets, and coordinates the organization in real time. In that model, the enterprise behaves less like disconnected departments and more like a synchronized, intelligent organism. This video idea pitch of ENS of Enterprise Nervous System frames this through the 7 business chakras philosophy. The idea is that healthy enterprise performance depends on continuous flow, alignment, awareness, and response across the whole body of the business. That is the leap from digitizing functions to digitalizing organizational consciousness. ENS becomes a collective intelligence engine for execution, learning, and adaptation. At the center of ENS are 5 enterprise flows that keep the organization synchronized in motion, not just documented on paper. The market flow connects customer demand, commitments, and feedback so the business can respond to what the market is actually signaling right now. The performance flow turns goals into visible execution. It aligns priorities, tasks, dependencies, and accountability so performance is continuously managed, not reviewed too late. The improvement flow captures problems, ideas, and lessons from the work itself. It helps improvement travel across teams instead of staying trapped in isolated fixes. The competence flow makes capability visible. It links skills, coaching, practice, and learning needs to the real demands of execution. The support flow connects issues, requests, and enabling functions so help arrives in context, with shared visibility into blockers and response time. Taken together, these flows create a living picture of how work moves, where friction builds, and what the enterprise needs to do next. That is where ENS becomes powerful. It doesn't just store enterprise activity, it synchronizes enterprise behavior. From the user's point of view, ENS feels radically simpler. Instead of living in a maze of systems, most people work through one dynamic operational view. That view can center on a prioritized task list that keeps changing as customer impact, bottlenecks, risk, and strategic importance shift. Alongside it, a personalized scorecard shows how each person, team, or unit is performing in context, not as a disconnected metric dashboard. Intelligence reports then surface what needs attention now, where patterns are emerging, and which actions matter most. The result is a user experience built around relevance, not navigation. People spend less time hunting for signal and more time acting on it. ENS also changes the role of communication. Calls, chats, approvals, and voice notes stop being scattered conversations and become part of how the enterprise thinks. A discussion is linked to the task, the issue, the customer, the risk, or the improvement effort it belongs to. Context stays attached to execution. That creates traceable execution history and a real institutional memory, so knowledge doesn't disappear when people move, forget, or improvise under pressure. Over time, those linked interactions form an enterprise knowledge graph that shows how decisions, actions, and outcomes are actually connected. Even voice can become structured intelligence, turning spoken input into tasks, decisions, risks, and learning in the flow of work. Of course, something this ambitious isn't implemented like a normal software rollout. ENS has to be introduced as an organizational synchronization journey. That means dialogue, co-creation, and behavioral internalization, so the system reflects how people actually work and helps them work differently over time. It also means continual learning and continual improvement, because the enterprise nervous system should evolve with the enterprise itself. If this vision becomes real, enterprises can make faster decisions, reduce firefighting, strengthen accountability, learn continuously, and deliver more reliably. That is the strategic promise of ENS. Not just better process software, but a new way to digitalize organizational consciousness.